first things first, we are going to do the latest junior golf news. And we're going to start off with the Ryder Cup and the Solheim Cup. Now, did you watch the Ryder Cup? Did you watch the Solheim Cup, Kai?
I watched both and they're absolutely amazing. We were at a Young Ambassador meeting whilst the Solheim Cup was going on. So whilst we were talking about things there, we were cheering Europe along. So it was a really good watch.
And obviously, before that, Europe were defending champions with the Solheim Cup. They got a draw, kept hold of the trophy, and then the Ryder Cup, the USA were the champions. But as we well know, the men did their business, didn't they? And it was a fantastic result in the end, wasn't it?
Absolutely. The first day was absolutely fantastic, and they really put themselves ahead. And just watching it on the sofa downstairs, there was a lot of red on that last day, but I didn't have a worry at all. I knew they were going to do it.
Yeah. Right. Now, be honest, though, Kai, we're going to do the junior golf news here, and it is junior golf we're talking about here. Now, be honest with me. Were you aware of the Junior Solheim Cup, and were you aware of the Junior Ryder Cup?
I was not fully aware of the Junior Ryder Cup and the Junior Solheim Cup, but now that I have been a bit more educated on it, it sounds like an absolutely amazing event and a great opportunity for these juniors.
Right. So just to give you a bit of background then of who was the defending champions. So the Junior Solheim Cup took place just before the main event. The defending champions were that with Europe. So they were going in that as the defending champions. They actually won over in the US the last time that they played it. So they did really well over there. And I'm delighted to say they won it again. Back-to-back wins for the first time ever. They beat the USA 15 points to 9. So it came down to, so there's foursomes on the first morning. Europe won that 5.5 to a half. So massive. So you mentioned the Ryder Cup there about how Europe got into a great start there and pretty much held on to it then. Very similar with the Junior Solheim Cup as well. Afternoon 4 balls. That was shared 3 apiece. So going into the final day singles, and once again, we can relate to the Ryder Cup here. 5-point lead going into those singles. And you watched the Ryder Cup singles, didn't you, Kai? The scoreline at the end doesn't suggest how actually tight it was on that final day, does it?
Absolutely not.
It was close, wasn't it? And that was very similar with the European Junior Solheim Cup as well. They did eventually go on and win. They won the singles in the afternoon, 6.5, 5.5. It's a shame actually. You've not got the list there of the players. Because I was going to get you to do and pronounce some of these players who are playing in the Junior Solheim Cup team because. Or have you got the list there, Kai? I don't know.
I've got the list here now. Yeah.
Are you going to help me out then? Because I know you're a genius at doing names. Then. So are you going to read out the team for us then?
I can give it a good try. So we've got in the Europe team, we've got Andrea Revu. Oh my good God.
Not easy, is it? Yes.
No, Andrea Revuelta. I'm so sorry, I've already butchered that. We've got Francesca Fiolini. Oh, this is awful.
Well, I'll help you out then. So the rest of the team was Nora Sonberg, Jana Bealey, Anna Canedo, Chloe Amenium, Josephine Vidal, Helen Bream, Denisa. This is another difficult one. Rodikova, Rosia Tejedo, Savannah de Bock, and Maya Orton Gran. Now, the interesting thing about that team is talking about the Junior Ryder Cup team is the Junior Ryder Cup team, although obviously the Men's Ryder Cup team is a fully men's team, the Junior Ryder Cup team is a mixed team. And 6 of those players who played in the winning Solheim Cup team then went on to represent Europe in the Junior Ryder Cup. So obviously you can imagine, can't you, the confidence you've got from winning that, going into a team who had never won this event in the last 6 meetings against the USA. So those players, how useful do you think they were? How do you think, when you got confident players coming into your dressing room, how do you think that would help?
I think it would definitely help massively. They're comfortable with kind of the pressures of playing in a competition like this. They know what they're doing. You can tell from their fantastic scoring in the Solheim Cup that these people you can place a lot of confidence in. They can perform well under this sort of pressure. But on the other side, I can imagine there's almost a pressure on them in an entirely different way. Like if they've won the Solheim Cup, then they're probably a bit more what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, it could be a little bit drained for it as well, because obviously the emotion of going through that event just a week or so earlier. But or it might be a little bit of complacency. Perhaps that's the word you might have been looking for as well.
Yeah, there we go.
There you
Absolutely, complacency.
Yeah. Having said that, They weren't, because they bombed it big time. I mean, they won. I'm not sure the exact final score. I think it was, I can certainly check on that. The final score was 20.5 points to 9.5 points. Now, bearing in mind they had lost the 6 previous Junior Ryder Cups, to win it by that margin was some going. So just to give you an idea about how the match went, so the first 2 rounds were played, the first 2 days were played at Golf National. Morning foursomes, Europe won that by 4 points to 2. They actually lost the opening match and then were undefeated in the next 4 games. Then in the afternoon foursomes, first 3 games, a win and a couple of ties, so keeping that in, and actually then lost the next 3 games. So going into the second day, it was match all square. And then, shall we say, Europe took charge. On the 4 balls on the second day, and you remember the Ryder Cup, how they were talking about how good Europe were in the foursomes, not so good in the 4 balls. Absolutely. Well, perhaps in years to come, that mark will be rectified, because the 4 balls was won. Guess what the score was? 6 matches.
6 wins.
6 wins, 6-0. They won, yes. So obviously going into that final day with a 6-point lead, we use the word complacency there. When you've got a 6-point lead, you've got everything to lose and nothing to gain by going about that. But into the singles on the final day, and we have to say as well here, and how about this for an experience? So they played at Golf National on the first 2 days. The final day, they played at the Marco Simeone Golf and Country Club, the course which hosted the Ryder Cup the following day. So they had all those big stands behind the first tee. They had the crowds there watching them. I mean, what an experience that would be.
Absolutely. I couldn't even imagine what opportunity that these juniors have been given to play on such a prestigious course, and also kind of get a taste of what a golfing career could become for them. Definitely.
Absolutely. And they rose to the occasion on that final day as well. In the singles, they won 8.5, 3.5 in the final day singles as well. They only actually needed 3.5 points to win the Ryder Cup, but they went out there and they bombed it. So brilliantly. Well done to them. So the 6 of those players, like I say, we mentioned played in the girls team, the Solheim Cup, the Junior Solheim Cup. The boys, Conor Graham, Chris Kim, Lev Grimberg, Pierre Vernick, Sean Keeling, and Giovanni Benigi. So well done to the Junior Ryder Cup team. Congratulations to them, and let's hope that we win it in 2 years' time back, which obviously will be back over in America. So fantastic experience for them. Right, a few more junior stories then to go through. Then let's bring it back to. We also mentioned as well that team was captained by Stephen Gallagher, who's been on the Progress Junior Golf podcast talking about how he selected the team for that. So congratulations to Stephen for leading that team. But staying in Scotland, then the Junior Tour of Scotland, they had an event at Elgin Golf Club. It was won by and I don't know how aware you are of the name here, but this is just a fantastic name. His name is Ollie Blackadder, who won it. 1 over par round, over 3 rounds, 1 over par, 2-1-4, 70, 73, and 71. The girls' winner, though, there's a girl called Sadie Adams. 3 rounds then. Have a guess how many under par do you think she was on 3 rounds? The boys was 1 over par. What do you think she was? We do this with Ian, by the way, each podcast. We try and get his really bad guesses at scores.
Right. Under, I think we're going to go for 3.
3 under, yeah. Oh, but not a bad shout. 11 under par she was for the 3 rounds. So,
wow.
So 68, 73, 70. So really well done to her. Fantastic scoring. There was also a yellow tee challenge competition as well. That was won by the home player, Harry Work. 67 points, 36 on the first round and then 31 on the second round. Right, another event which took place up in Scotland was the race to Macri. Have you ever been to Macri? It's on the Isle of Islay. Have you ever been up to Scotland?
I've not played that course, no.
Well, let me tell you, it's one of the best golf courses in Scotland. And have a guess how many people do you think live on that island?
Oh, I wouldn't even be able to guess. I know, just go ahead and tell me.
400 people live on that island, and it's got one of the best golf courses. And they had, I'm not sure exactly how many they had for this field, but it probably doubled the population with the players playing in this competition and parents and supporters and everything like that. Anyway, it was won boys and girls competition. The boys competition was won by Lewis Seath, 69 and 73. He won by 8 shots, so really dominant performance there from him. Second was Alexander Yule, and Chris Clark. The girls competition, Freya Russell from Royal Troon, she won 77-74, won by 4 shots from Ruby Watt. So back down to this side of the border, West of England Under-16s Open Championship was won by. This took place at Forest Hills Golf Club. You ever play at Forest Hills Golf Club?
I'm not entirely sure actually. I'm not very good with names of golf courses.
Okay.
But as soon as I'm there, I remember every single hole as soon as I get that first glimpse.
Fine. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's a top quality golf course. I've never played it myself, I have to admit. Won by Jack Swift, though, from North Foreland, 77, and then 70 in his second round. And that was important because he was 5 shots off the pace coming into the second round. Cole Self was leading, who finished second, but a 200 par back nine made the difference there for Jack. Came through and won down the stretch. So well done to him. Right. This is one which I know you know a little bit more about because this is part of your home county. I know you're from Bedfordshire, but you also you're a member at Woburn Golf Club as well, which is Buckinghamshire. I think that's correct. Or is it Berkshire? I always get a little bit mixed up.
Buckingham, yeah.
Buckinghamshire. So, English Women's County Finals then. This took place at Kings Lynn Golf Club and was won by Buckinghamshire. Now, I know it's a women's competition, but we've got the team photos. A lot of young faces in this team. I think players who you might actually know. Rachel McKinley. I don't know if you know Rachel. Mega Dennis. I think she's a member at Woburn.
Oh, really? Wow. But it's really good to see that the people from Woburn are coming out. And
absolutely. Really yeah. Now, guess the scoreline then. So, first day or first morning, playing against Lincolnshire. 5 matches. What was the score?
What match play?
Yeah, so five matches. So
5 matches.
So obviously, did they win 5-0, 4-1, 3-2? What do you think?
Well, I'm gonna go 4-1.
4-1. This man knows his golf. Right. Yeah. Afternoon then Yorkshire.
I'm gonna go 3-2.
No, 4-1.
4-1 again.
Following day, Essex. Guess the scoreline.
Might as well go 4-1 again.
This man knows his golf again.
Yeah.
Afternoon, Dorset then. What's the score?
We're going to go 5-0.
5. Oh, no, they had a shocker this day. They only won 3-2.
3-2 only.
And then the final day then, just to wrap it all up against Sussex, what was the scoreline?
We're going to go back to 4-1.
Of course we are. You know your 4-1 scorelines. But how about that? Yeah, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, 3-2, and 4-1. I mean, that's a real team performance. So very well done to them. Right, that's obviously the women's. Men's county finals, that was won by Yorkshire. Some household names, lots of juniors in that men's team. Jake Soden, George Ash. England men's amateur champion Ben Brown was also in the team as well. So well done to Yorkshire. As you can imagine with Yorkshire, so many golf clubs to choose from. Always a strong county whenever you play against them. Right, just finally though, English Champion Club. Now, the reason why I highlighted this one is because it was won by Leicestershire and Rutland. So it's a club actually representing the county. So I'll go through the clubs. The third place was Rotherham, representing Yorkshire. Second place was Castle Royal, which is BB&O, which obviously is your home county. Yeah. Leicestershire was Kibworth. And the 3 players who played in that competition for them, representing them, were Jamie Watson, Richard Whale, and Oliver Lewis. Now, I don't know. Do you remember Oliver?
Oh, you're really putting me on the spot here.
Yes. He played on the Shires Junior Golf Tour with a certain Kai Williams many years.
Did he now?
He did.
Wow. There's connections all over the golfing world, I swear. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.